We drink to one podcast and one podcast only.
All right, guys. Welcome to another episode of Liquid Therapy. I am your host, Kenny T, and we have a special guest today on the podcast. A lot of people have been asking me, when is this going to happen? When is she going to be on here? You got my wife, my beautiful wife, on the podcast today. How you doing, my love? How you doing? Ariana Lynn Turner. Sorry, let me get that correct right there.
Oh, goodness. All the pressure.
Yeah.
Use the full name and everything. I haven't heard him use my full name since...
I think that was the first time I said it since we got married.
I was going to say since the wedding.
Yeah.
I am doing good. I'm doing good.
That's
How
good.
are you?
You know I'm good. I'm already feeling a little good with my little liquid therapy and sadness. So I'm good. I'm real good. And this is going to be yeah, I heard it in the background. Yep. There it is. Liquid therapy sound.
Crisp.
Yeah. But yeah, this is going to be like a chill kind of pod, guys. There's no specific topics really. I mean, actually there is, just about how we met and then
life.
Yeah, and how we got to the point to where we're at right now, doing a pod basically. Well, me doing a pod, and how we're dealing with that with the little one and everything else. So, but yeah. But first, what are you drinking on over there?
So, this is, first off, shout out to Ray. This cup is my favorite. It's adorable. It is some strawberry watermelon whiskey beverage. Really, it's water with strawberry watermelon like flavoring stuff, and then some Bird Dog strawberry whiskey, because that's what I had.
Yeah, but if you guys do hear some like noise in the background, it's the heater going in the garage.
My bad. I'm always cold.
Yeah, she's always cold, so I had to make sure it's nice and warm out here for her. So, but yeah, I don't even know where to start with this. This is just like, all right, let's do it. Let's do it tonight. Let's get it.
Yeah, on the rare occasions.
Yeah.
When Eliza decides to go to sleep.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Like we planned to do this. What was it, like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Planned to do this 2 weeks ago, but we messed up. That was technically our fault. Eliza went to bed late, and we had a late dinner, and then we both finished our dinner. It was a lot, and we were just like, yeah, no, we ain't feeling it. We're not feeling it, so we went ahead and said, no, we're just going to go ahead and go to bed and try another time. It is what it is. It's cool. But, yeah, basically, you want to go on, because I don't want to be the one telling everything, so how did we meet?
So we met at Simon Says.
Yes. Shout out Says.
Yeah, shout out. Even though, are you even, you know what, maybe I won't go there.
What?
I was going to say, are you even allowed there anymore?
That's Blue Top that me and Zach are not
I
allowed
thought it
to
was
go to.
both.
No, Simon Says is owned by a whole nother person. We don't mess with Blue Top.
Anyways, delinquent.
Yes.
Probably why I fell for him.
Tell them why about Simon Says, because some people don't know about Simon Says. Like, we basically met over car stuff.
Yeah, I was at a car meet.
Yeah.
We met there through some mutual friends, and I won't get into that, but
it's nothing bad.
No, it was nothing bad, but
in my defense, I didn't do anything. She made the move. Oh. I'm just putting that out there. She made the move. I didn't.
Because, sometimes the vibes are just there, and he was really nice to me, and it just stood out that way. And I messaged him later and said, hey, thanks for being so cool while we were hanging out today. And I honestly didn't have any intentions with that message. It was just hey, this was a nice guy.
I wish I had like a bullshit.
I
button,
didn't.
Dude. Bullshit.
Are you allowed
I'm held. Please help me. If you guys are watching this, please help me. Please.
Won't let me out.
Yeah, basically, she locked me up real quick. real
quick. What do
Yeah.
you mean? We were together for 8 years before, listen.
No, it was not 8 years before. No,
Before
we're
we got
getting too
married?
far ahead.
Yeah.
Getting too far ahead.
Anyway. But yeah, no, I didn't have any intentions with that message. Contrary to whatever he says, I just was like, hey, thanks for being
Sure.
a cool person and not sucking as a person. And we just never stopped talking since that first message.
Mm-hmm. I have that first message, by the way, to prove to
screenshotted.
people. I screenshotted it to prove
He had
to
to
people.
prove that I started it.
Yeah,
I got myself into this mess.
she did.
But yeah.
Then from there,
I mean, everything just grew from there, I guess. Everything was very, I don't know, organic is the word that's coming to mind, but that's not.
doesn't describe us.
No, it does. It's just that's not my favorite word. I don't know.
Original.
But I feel like, no, I just feel like everything just grew naturally from there, and that's really just it. I mean, we just, like I said, we never stopped talking. We got along very well. We have always, I mean, and we always have. It was never, nothing ever felt forced. Nothing ever felt like, oh God, this dude's still talking to me. Like, how do I abort mission? Like, I never got that feeling.
Yeah.
It was just, every time we hung out, we had fun. So, I'm like, it's kind of funny thinking like back to the beginning.
Yeah, it is. That's crazy. Because we dated and didn't date. We didn't start date until I gave you a pizza that was shaped in a heart.
Yeah. That's how he asked me to be his girlfriend.
Yeah.
He got a Papa John's pizza.
Shout out Papa John.
Yeah.
Papa John got that good pizza.
in the shape of a heart, and yeah, it was adorable. He gave it to me in the car, and it was like, open the box.
Yeah.
And I opened it, and it was all cute. It had a cute message inside. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Would recommend finding you a man that's not this one to do the same thing.
I'm special.
Yes, you are.
It's okay, because you special too. So we two special individuals. Thank you.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. And then after that, from there, it just took off. I do remember your mom asking, like, because I knew you were hanging out with some other people too. It's like, do you have any intentions of this being something with one of these guys? You're like, no. I was like, well, okay then. And I was on the verge of actually moving to Virginia with my dad. And dang, how did that story go? Because that's when Cheryl, Mike, we all had a place together because we all worked at the same place. And I was like, all right, we're gonna play like I'm about to move and all that stuff. And they literally literally packed a few bags, put them in the car, and act like they were taking me to the airport and stuff. And pulled up to the house. I said, all right, yeah, I'm going to leave. And then she just started bawling. It's like, no, where you going? I don't want you to leave and all this stuff. And I was like, no, I'm just playing. I'm staying. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I don't ever cry.
Yeah, you did. Oh, bro. See, I need to start programming my buttons in here. A bullshit. But yeah, no, that's from there. Started dating. I can't even remember everything. I mean, car meets, bike meets, stuff like that. And
movies
and all that stuff. Had a lot of fun. And then, what was it? I think it was 6 years later after we started dating. That's when I proposed. At a Cubs and Sox game. Shout out Sox.
Shout out Cubs.
No.
Shout out Cubs.
This house will always be divided because of that.
Technically, fun fact about us that most of our close friends know, I guess, but a lot of people probably don't. I never technically said yes when he proposed.
That is true. So that is my get out of jail free card right there. Because she straight up said, if the Cubs win, and I have video proof.
Yeah, they
lost that day.
He asked me.
I got the papers in the car
during the third inning. because that's when they did like he put like our picture up on the billboard thing.
Boom. Picture right here. Put it here, Kevin.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And yeah, he asked me if I would marry him. I said if the Cubs win, and they lost that game. So technically, I never said yes.
Yeah.
But
and yet here we are.
here we are with this beautiful ring on my finger. I still think it's perfect, by the way.
I'm locked up. And don't
Won't
come at
let
me. Don't
him
come
out.
at me in the comments about the ring size and all that. I wasn't working the job that I'm
No.
working now, guys.
Okay,
so
but not only
calm
that,
down.
but let's talk about the fact that I can't take care of nice things.
No, she can't. I'm not even tell you about. I bought her when we were dating. I bought her a Pandora bracelet, and I got you a decent amount of charms and stuff, right?
Yeah, there were probably at least 5 or 6 charms on
Yeah.
this thing. It was beautiful, my favorite bracelet ever. In fact, I have actually been thinking a lot recently that I want another one.
And you know what's funny? This is weird too because I've
But-
actually been thinking about getting another one.
But I was like, okay, well, I have 2 choices here. Either A, I ask him to get me a new one and then I will never hear the end of it. Or B, I get one for myself, but then he's going to assume that a side dude got it for me. So
Oh, hands down.
if I came home
Hands down.
with a new Pandora bracelet, and because I don't really wear jewelry either. Like I couldn't tell you the last time I wore regular earrings. Like the only jewelry that I routinely wear is my like the 2 piercings that I have that just stay in all the time. And they're like both ear piercings, but I just don't ever mess with them unless I'm changing out the rings, which I haven't done in I don't know how long. And then I have this ring. That was kind of dramatic. This ring that my grandma got all of us, and it like I love it, but it gets caught. Like if I have a pair of ripped jeans that has a rips in the back pocket, and if I pull my phone out of my pocket, this gets caught and it bends it like straight. So it's a little sketch, but I like it and it's comfortable. And then I wear my wedding ring, and that's
Barely.
what do you mean barely? Oh, we're not going to talk about people who don't wear their wedding rings. In fact, let me see your finger right now.
Boom, you see it? It's in the camera too. Boom, you see that?
And you know what?
It's on.
Let me see. Yeah, is that the silicone one?
Yeah.
Exactly. We bought this man a very, very nice, very handsome, crisp looking wedding ring, clean wedding ring with some diamonds in it and all the fun stuff. And
I wear it for special occasions.
barely. You forget it.
If I got a nice suit on, we're going to a wedding or something like that, I'll wear it. But any other day, this is the go-to. It's comfortable.
Which is
I have
fine.
5 different colors.
Given your occupation, that's fully acceptable.
Yeah, because you remember the first time I wore it to my work, my job, I dented it really bad, and I had to go take it in. I was like, yep, I'm done doing that.
Yeah, well, I don't expect you to wear it to work, but like I can't name the amount of occasions or like special events that we've gone to that he doesn't. Or our anniversary, he wore the silicone one.
I did? Oh, hold on a minute. You want to get on that. Well,
in summary, before we squirrel brain off into our anniversary, in summary, I'm not a huge jewelry person, so I like the Pandora bracelet, but with me not being a huge jewelry person, that's where I say if I came home with one, he'd be like, did you really spend money on a bracelet that you would probably never wear?
Yep.
And also Eliza's in the stage of trying to break stuff. It's a miracle that these glasses are still alive. So
yeah. Baby's being watched on a baby monitor. So yeah, we're good parents. I think we are. Yeah, we'll get to that segment here in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got it was a shoot that year 2021.
Wild.
2022. Wild. Oh
No, 22.
Was a chill. That was like, all right, settling and everything. Then 23, it got wild. So 2021 was wild because we planned we probably about a month or 2 away from the wedding. I was working at my old job, ready to leave. I had my applications in at 150 and everything else. And then I got that call from the mill and 150 at the same time. So I had to pick. That was like, oh man, which one should I pick? And I know how the mill is, swing shift and all that stuff. Takes years off your life. That does. I couldn't do it. Granddad worked in the mill, couldn't do it. So I took 150. Love it. Still love it to this day. And literally, I finished my last day of class a day before my wedding.
Yeah.
It was worth it. It was awesome. Everybody was like, "Oh man, here come the ball and chains, my guy." Everybody in my class was doing that. It's pretty
And
funny.
he still didn't listen.
No, I did. I'm sorry, guys. I should have listened. I really should have listened. No, but after that, then wedding day. From what I remember, actually, I do remember the
You
whole
skipped
thing.
a whole house purchase.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh, dang, I did forget about
You
that. So the house happened right before 150, didn't it?
Yeah, because 150 was right around the time of the wedding. The house was we closed, I think, April 28th or 29th, like end of April.
Moved in May 1st.
Moved in May 1st.
Yeah.
And then the wedding was August.
Yeah.
So 150 was like end of July,
Yeah.
beginning of August in there somewhere.
Yeah. That was a busy year. House, new job, marriage. It was like, Jesus. Everybody's saying, you guys are doing so good. It's like, damn, you got a house, new job, marriage. What's next? I'm like, sleep.
Nothing. Yeah. Literally nothing.
Yeah. We had a good wedding. The house. We didn't talk about the house stuff. Actually, check out True Turner Crew. That's my other YouTube channel on there, guys. I'll link it down below. True Turner Crew. You see the whole experience of us house hunting and everything, trying to find a house. And we found this one, and it's crazy how we did find this one. She was just scrolling through houses while we were at our friend's house drinking.
Okay, hold on. Rewind.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, so this house that we are in initially popped up.
Oh, yeah.
And he showed it to me and wanted to buy it. And it was it was in questionable condition.
Yeah.
Very questionable. And Mr. HGTV over here was trying to we could remodel it and flip it and blah blah blah, and like we could do all this work ourselves. It was rough shape. However, there is a 4-car garage. So he's like, it's worth it. We can get it, blah blah blah. And that was
you got to go on definition about the garage. The garage is just as big as the house.
Yeah,
just throwing it out there.
Same square footage as the house. So naturally, he saw the garage and was like, I don't care what the house looks like.
Sold to the black man ain't got no money.
Yeah. Well, exactly. And at the time, that would have been before 150.
Mm-hmm.
And everything. So yeah, that was before 150. I wasn't in college anymore. I was right out of college.
Yeah.
So like,
congratulations, graduating, by the way.
Like that didn't happen years ago.
I know, but still, you need it. I'll do it again for you. College grad, guys. College grad.
Didn't realize this podcast was going to be a graduation party, but you're welcome.
You didn't have one, so we got to give you one.
So anyway, I was like, you are absolutely insane. And mind you, I saw the pictures and like glanced, and there was mold all in the walls. Like the walls, I think, were like pink or red or something. I don't know if it was wallpaper or something.
I can fix that.
It was okay, but at the time,
reference Holes, the movie, if you've seen it. I can fix that.
At the time, we did not have the time nor the money to fix it. So could we have fixed it with those resources? Probably, but at the time we didn't have that. So then, and that was probably November, December, I think, was when it was listed before. Then fast forward, we're looking for houses. And yeah, we were sitting and having a few drinks with Joel and Maria. And I was on Realtor and it popped up and I was like, babe, look at this house. This is perfect. Look at this garage. It's massive. Everything like sold. Let's go see this one in the morning. And he's like, are you kidding me? Mm-hmm. And I was like, what are you talking about? Doesn't it look great? This is amazing. And he's like, this is the same house that you shot down a few months ago. Yep. And I was like, no, it's not. Because of course they flipped it. And it's like, now they did some questionable things in there that we're
now
still
figuring out.
Yeah, still slowly discovering. However, pictures of it looked great. So yeah, we sent it to our realtor, and then we were able to go see it. First, we were literally the first people here. We sent it over to her 45 minutes after it was listed.
Shout out Tracy Anderson,
Yes.
best realtor out there. In our opinion, I know we know other ones, but hey, Tracy's like she's family to us basically.
Yes, she is great. So, yeah, we sent it to her and she was able to get us here to see it first thing the next morning. And at that point, we had seen probably like 6 or 7. I think this was number 7 that we were looking at.
What was the 6 or 5 was the one that your Uncle Chris beat us to. I still give him crap about it to this day.
Can you flip them off on the line?
No, I can't. I can't do
You're
it.
lucky.
I got a scratch, but yeah, Chris. Hope you enjoy the house, bud. Yeah, you stole it from us, but it's fine. It's okay because I definitely got a bigger garage than you. So
Oh
eat
my
it, eat it.
Anyways, so yeah, I remember that was, and every other house that we had looked at was ended up selling for way over asking price. I mean 2021, so very crazy time to buy a house.
Yeah, but actually, we still ended up with a decent interest rate though.
Yeah, we ended up buying right at the end of the good interest rates. So like the house prices went up. So we paid more than what I would have liked to for this
Yeah,
house, but our
same.
interest rate was still really good. So
Yeah,
that was exciting. Just to give a time reference there, I guess.
yeah, 2021.
But yeah, it was one of those like everybody like pretty much every house that we had looked at either was a little rough or we ended up finding out after the fact that it sold for way more than what we
Yeah.
would have been able
There
to
was a
offer
bidding war on
anyway.
every house we looked at that we actually liked.
Yeah, so this one we actually told Tracy, we were like, listen, we really like this. Like we really like the pictures. And I don't remember if we asked her if she recommended or how that exactly went, but essentially we had our offer like written up and printed out and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And we walked through the house, looked at everything, and before we left, we signed our offer and submitted it like on pretty much on the spot because
on the same day.
we didn't want to risk missing out on it, and it actually worked out.
Which
so
I actually had a few buddies of mine that looked at the same house after we looked at it.
really,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Francisco's one of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but I mean, I figured.
If you guys want to see the layout, head over to True Turner Crew
Yeah.
to see that because I recorded every house we went to and the layout, how it is, and everything. So, and you'll be able to see like, I don't think I did post a new picture of like how the garage is now in the backyard and everything on the channel yet, have I? I don't think I have.
I don't think so because I'm sure. I'm trying to think of the last video that you did.
Yeah, I'm slacking on that channel a little bit because I'm mainly focusing on the podcast, and I have
Yeah.
2 videos I need to post on the YouTube channel for True Turner Crew. But yeah, it's been a lot with the podcast and everything. My focus is on the podcast because it's a lot of work
Yeah.
and I love it. But yeah, enough about that. But yeah, so we got the house, love it. Up until now, we're ready to move into a bigger house because we plan on growing our family a little bit more, and we need more rooms. But
Yeah.
I'm scared because I know I'm not going to get this size of a garage unless I build something after we buy. So that's going to suck. But she sent me a floor plan that I'd love to this day, and I would love to do that one. The only down part is I would have to build my shop that I want to do this and work on my stuff and work on your stuff and future baby girl stuff. So we need the
Yeah.
space.
Yep.
I have bad habits. I'm sorry. But yeah, after the house was the wedding. Wedding was awesome. It was good. I think that's on the channel too. True Turner Crew. Check that out if you guys want to check out the wedding and everything. Good wedding. Had a lot of fun. I did not do all the camera work, by the way. I had a lot of people do it for me because, of course, it was my wedding, so I had to be
was a little
present.
busy.
Yeah. Sorry, but it was good time. We were lit, hands down. Not coming at anybody else's weddings, but that wedding was a whole nother level out of all the weddings that we've been to that year or the year prior. And then honestly, the only one that I feel like competed with my wedding was Kyle. That was lit. That was lit. I barely remember that wedding. Like that was awesome. That was a good night, Kyle. Kyle and Amanda.
Yeah, that
Good
was
wedding,
definitely
guys.
definitely a good time for sure.
Oh yeah, it was fun. But then after the wedding, we chilled for a year, worked. She was working her job. I was working 150, fluctuating apprentice. So I was laid off for 4 months.
Yeah, pretty much the whole
Yeah,
winter.
whole winter laid off, and then got back to work. Got a job where I'm still at to this day, working year round. And then after that, she surprised me at a Kane Brown concert. And backstory: our song that we danced to on our wedding day is Kane Brown Heaven. We went to his concert. Where was that at?
Porter County Fairgrounds.
Yeah. Went to his concert. And I usually know when she's hiding something. She did really good with this. And you do really good at birthday parties too. We're gonna go about that later. But yeah, so we're sitting here at the concert and I'm enjoying my time. Yeah, it's fun. Came around and our song comes on. I didn't think he was gonna sing it. Shout out Kane Brown.
I didn't either. I was panicking because that was like my whole plan.
Yeah. I almost stood up on my chair. I wish I had a sign.
You probably would have broke that chair.
Yeah. Dang,
those
you
chairs,
trying to say I'm
no,
fat?
those chairs are
Dang.
those chairs were sketch.
But no, he ended up playing our song. Well, I'm over there holding there, singing and all that stuff. 'Cause that's my song. I can hit them notes.
Yeah, Kane Brown, are you hiring?
Yeah, no. I'm good though.
He's
I'm
for
good.
hire.
No, I'm good. You doing good, bro. If you see this podcast, hey, shout out to you, bro. You believe it or not, your music is running through our family. But no, sitting there singing to her, then she turns around. Actually, I didn't even know she was recording, honestly. And then she says, "I'm pregnant." I'm like, "Wait, what? What did you say?" Music's playing loud and everything. She said, "I'm pregnant." I was like, "Holy shit!"
He's like, "No, you're not."
"No,
I was like,
you're
"Yeah,"
not."
and he's like, "No," but in a good way.
"Yeah." I was like, "Damn."
It
I ain't gonna lie. I cried a little bit, guys. I cried. I ain't gonna lie, because that's a good feeling. It's like we weren't really trying, but we were, if you know what that means. We were trying, but not really. So, I mean, happened in a good way. I'm happy about it until tonight, because she's a little spoiled little brat.
She's not a spoiled brat.
Yeah, she is.
She is. Well, if she is, then it's your fault.
Hands down, I fully agree with that. Hands down. All she has to do is look at me. It's like, he's like, "All right, I'm sorry. Okay, come here. I love you. Come here." Then I didn't even tell. We had a baby girl, and that's also on the channel. Basically, everything we're referencing is on the other channel because I recorded everything, I posted everything, so it's on the other channel. Link will be down below. I'm gonna keep saying that too, so you guys go watch it. Go watch it. But yeah, after that, prepping for a baby. It was definitely still didn't believe it. Still didn't believe it until I think we brought her home. I think that's when I was like, "Damn, I'm a daddy."
Is that when that moment kicked in for you?
Yeah, it was like, dang.
It wasn't watching me give birth or anything. It was
Honestly, that wasn't that bad. Okay. Seeing the head, I was like, "Oh damn, Jesus Christ!" And it is like after she came out and everything and all that, beautiful Eliza Rose. After she came out and everything, and it's just like, "Oh my God!" I got to cut the umbilical cord. I was like, "Oh my God, you snip." It was cool. But yeah, after that, dude, it definitely feels different. That's actually a good subject I want to talk about is becoming parents after the life that we've been living for so long, and then boom, parents. Becoming a dad for me after that, the birth and everything, bringing her home, and now she's one. Crazy, still crazy to me that she's freaking one.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It honestly is amazing. Like I can't even put it into words. And just like every other man, and trust me, video is gonna be out there for men's mental health. For me, because I suffer from that a little bit here and there, have my days just like everybody else. When I have a really bad day and it sucks, and I'm just like, man, I'm ready to quit. I'm ready to forget this and everything else. I come home the days I got to pick her up. I'm like, I go see her, and it's like, oh, what was I mad about? This is amazing. Just seeing her face every time she sees me when I go pick her up from my mom's. Thank you, mom. By the way, love you. You are a big
Yes.
help to us,
Yep. Love
and
you.
we love you
Thank you.
a lot. Thank you. We definitely do appreciate you. But every time I see her, she'll see me at the door, and she's like, she'll be doing something, and she'll turn around, and you see that big smile, and just like start clapping and start running towards me. It's just like, it's amazing. It's definitely amazing. I love it. It never gets old, and waking up every day is a lot easier. A lot easier. Before, it's just like, man, do I really want to go to work today, man? I might just call off, man. I'm just like, they don't need me today. I'm ready to be done with it. But now it's just like, I don't even think of it. I just like, all right, I'm up. Brush my teeth, get my clothes on, make my coffee, get my lunch together, hop in the car. I'm on my way.
What has been your favorite stage so far?
Favorite stage of being a daddy?
Yeah, like, oh, sorry, that sounds a little bit better. Um, but yeah, like, what's your favorite stage from like her being a newborn, or like when she started crawling, or like now that she's walking? Like, is there any milestone or specific thing that you're like, I love this part of like raising her more than?
Honestly, I don't think I reached that point yet. I think when she actually can talk and be out here in the garage with me doing stuff, I think that's
Yeah,
when I'm
so
gonna be
you're.
like, okay, yeah. But I've had my moments where, like, when she was crawling,
Mhm.
when she tried to get away from me, it's like, what are you doing? Like, get over here! And then she started crawling faster.
Yeah.
That I love those moments. And now when she's just walking, damn near running, and I'd be like, oh, what are you doing? She's like, oh, and trying to run away and stuff. Like those moments, it's always good. I love it. I love her little laugh and everything. She's a ball. I love her to death. But what about you?
It's hard to say. I feel like every stage I'm like, okay, this is my favorite. And then I get a little bit sad as she starts to grow out of it.
Yeah.
And then she does something else and I'm like, okay, no, this is my favorite. And then it kind of
Yeah,
keeps
like the
going.
ball
Like,
pit.
yeah, like I think
She's spoiled. She has a ball pit in the house.
that's not spoiled.
Spoiled ball pit in the house.
She needed it.
She got it for Christmas. It's also on the channel. Check that out.
She needed it. Anyways, um,
Hmm.
come at my ball pit. So I think, I do think that a huge, like my favorite has been the newborn stage, which is so funny to me because I think it was actually way worse than what I remember. Like they say that Mother Nature will make you forget like how rough it is to be pregnant and to give birth, so that way you don't decide not to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's really funny because I'm like, yeah, I think maybe that has something to do with it because when I think about her being a newborn, like I miss her being so tiny.
Oh, she was so tiny. So tiny.
But the girl didn't sleep and she didn't stop crying, and that's a whole different. So we ended up finding out at around, was it 6 or 9 months, that she had a tongue tie, or it was 6 months, I think, that we
Yeah,
found out.
it
It
was
was
6 months.
closer, yeah, closer to 9 months that we actually had the procedure done to get it like fixed or whatever. Um, but I think her having the tongue tie is the reason that her newborn stage was so hard, because she was constantly gassy, and it was one of those things that I was like, I didn't know. Being a new mom, you assume, like, people tell you it's going to be hard, especially as a newborn. So to me, I was like, okay, it's hard. But what am I going to do? Complain about it? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what am I supposed to tell her doctor, that it's hard to have a newborn? I'm not going to go say that. But part of me wishes that I would have, because I think had we gotten that taken care of as a newborn, I think that the rest of her newborn phase would have been so much easier on everybody. So, um, yeah, anyway. you just, you can't sidetrack me like that. Um, but no, I feel like the newborn phase was still my favorite though, with her being so tiny. But now that she's like walking and running and has her own little personality, and I get to watch her be so adorable and sassy, even though that frustrates me, it's my favorite. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's all my favorite. But watching her grow into being a person of her own
Yeah.
and having just her funny, like sassy personality, or she does this thing where she'll like kind of just cheese randomly out of nowhere. Like
And
you'll
put her
look
head
at her,
back, too.
yeah,
It's
and puts
like,
her head back, and and it's so funny. So
She's
it's-
definitely a musical person too. I think she
Yeah.
definitely gets that from me. She anytime that if she's all over the place and you want her to calm down, put on. She loves the Taylor Swift concert. Anyway,
well, she's hit or miss with that one. It's more so that she likes music to be playing. So if I need to put something on really quick, then I can put on the Eras tour on Disney Plus, and usually she'll kind of stop for a second and play her little piano.
yeah, but she was for a minute on to. By the way, the piano, her godfather gave it to her. Zach, my co-host, he gave that to her. She loves it. She plays it all the time. She's definitely going to be a musician.
Musician. I got you. Don't worry.
God, dude. Sorry, guys. I had a few before we started this, so. But yeah, I love my baby girl. She's definitely some of her traits are definitely taken after her dad, except for her attitude. She definitely gets that from her mother, for sure, and her stubbornness, for sure, from her mother.
I do not have an attitude.
Okay. Yeah, like I felt it. I'm pretty sure the people watching this right now felt it too.
I don't.
Yeah.
I have no attitude whatsoever.
You know, for people that have like a addiction, you have an addiction to have an attitude. The first thing that you can do is actually admit it, and then that's how you get past it. You just gotta admit it.
I have nothing to get past.
Yep, she's gonna be addicted for life.
Nothing to admit here.
She's gonna be addicted to life, guys.
I do not have an attitude. It's fine. Everything's fine.
But how does it feel to be a mother? Like just
Wild.
yeah.
Because there's it feels so much more amazing than I ever could have imagined.
Mhm.
That's number one, as I sit here and reconnect the monitor because it timed out, but she's still sleeping. I think before having kids, I was always terrified that I wouldn't have that bond that they say that you do. Like everybody always says, "Oh, you have your baby and you love them so much and you just but yeah, no, I was always scared before having her that I wouldn't feel that bond or that I wouldn't enjoy being a mom. I think there was a lot of fear in my side because so many people, I mean, you go on the internet and everybody's like, "Oh, nobody outright says motherhood sucks." However, I feel like you hear nonstop, "Oh, well, have fun while you can before you become a mom and enjoy doing what you want to do before you become a mom and make time for yourself before you become a mom." And I feel like there's so much negative energy out there about becoming parents. And I mean, and
Yeah.
it's more so moms that are online saying it, but I think it applies to both parents. I think it's something that's so widely, you see a lot more content about the about the bad sides or about like warnings, so to say.
That's the thing I hated when we were pregnant, she was about to be born, just everybody just like, oh, enjoy it, because we were both active outside of home and doing stuff. I like being out in the garage, working on my cars, my bikes, and she's also the same, but she's all bikes or Jeep stuff. And everybody's just like, oh, enjoy that now. You're not going to have that anymore. It's like, dude, just because you had a bad experience raising a kid does not mean we're going to go through the same stuff. And everybody's saying, oh, you're going to have to sell that to have a baby and all that stuff. It's like, what the hell do you mean? I haven't sold one thing that we had before Eliza to this day. I literally have everything, and everything's almost paid for, except for the truck. We're not rich over here, guys, but we manage our money somewhat decent, somewhat decent. But it's just like I hate it when people like don't compare us to how your experience went. Like it's not gonna go that, especially with my mindset. It ain't gonna go like that for me because I've been through that with my parents and everything. Like we started out good, and then next thing you know, hard left turn, skirt, and just everything's like whoa, what's going on here? What's going on here? Then we'll get onto that when my dad and all them come on here one of these days. But yeah, this it's like I appreciate the feedback, but still, like positivity brings so much more growth for people than negativity. So if you don't have anything positive to say, it's just like just don't say it. Like I appreciate your warnings if that's what you guys want to call them, but I don't think they were warnings. This is like
Yeah, I think it depends too because I've also been told things where it's like, oh well, like you also see the flip side of like, well, nobody told me that this part is so hard and
yeah,
nobody told me to like expect this. And I think there's a way or there's a difference between giving advice or like, oh, like when we hit this stage, this is what we went through, like this is what helped, or I'm here, like saying like I know that for me personally it was hard at this point in time. If you need somebody, you can always call me. I think there's a way to approach it from that side versus just, oh, well, good luck with that because that's going to be
yeah,
a crap show for internet purposes. But,
yeah,
I think that was that anyway, just seeing a lot of content like that, it made it so scary. And like, to the point that we're like, even in our relationship, there had been times where he's like, do you want kids? Like, because I really, really want kids. Like, he was ready to have kids
mm-hmm.
way before I was. And there was a lot of times of me like, I'm not ready yet. I can't do this yet. I can't give up my life yet. And I can't. And I was always so scared.
Oh, I want to go into that too.
And yeah, for sure. I mean, I think we should because I think, like I said, it's just such a common thought process of like, because that's what everybody tells you. That's what everybody says that
Get
that
married,
you're
have
gonna,
kids, and all that stuff.
yeah, and then you're gonna be miserable. And it's like,
Yeah.
why are you married if you're miserable and you talk about it like misery all the time? I think that it's just so common for people to have that negative outlook or like always come home like griping and moaning about whatever's going on at home. And I think sometimes it's like, okay, do you have anything nice to say about your spouse or your situation or your kids or,
Yeah. I can't stand when
and
people have none but just like, why are you with them? Why?
yeah.
It's like if you got nothing bad to say about them, why are you with them? I can honestly say, don't say anything bad about you. Nothing. I
Oh, don't
actually
lie.
play. I
Listen,
play like it's my perfect when I don't want to do something. When someone asks me to do something, it's my perfect get out of jail. It's like, oh no, man, let me ask the wife. And it was like, oh, you got to go through your wife. It's like, no, but I'm gonna ask my wife because I know this is my excuse to get out of something I don't want to do.
yeah, that meme that's like if I say I gotta ask my wife, I'm saying no, but I'm blaming her. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's this
Yep.
one all the time. That's him 100% of the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're gonna make everybody think that I suck. And he's like,
No,
nah.
she definitely
It'll
doesn't
be all right.
suck.
It'll be all
She
right.
gives me free range to go out and do whatever I want. 95% of, actually 99% of the time, she's like, oh, go ahead, I don't care. She doesn't care. And I literally have to force her half the time to go out and do stuff because she just, we're both homebodies, but I like to, because of my background of being by myself and all that. Sorry, there was a fly. But no, just, I like to go out and actually be around my peeps and my boys and all that stuff because it just brings nothing but good memories and all that stuff. And I'm a vibe type of guy. I have a good vibe for myself when I'm out here. She knows when I'm out here by myself, just tinkering with cars and having $1,000 ideas of doing stuff to the house and the garage and stuff nonstop.
Yeah. Side note: is there a way to block Facebook Marketplace from somebody?
Yeah, I
Because
answered
I
that
think
today.
he needs his Facebook Marketplace revoked.
But no, maybe lose my train
I
of thought.
know.
God. But no, I'll go back to the
Oh
what I
God.
wanted to talk about was why I was so ready to have a daughter, have a child,
I was gonna
and
say
she
you were
wasn't.
not ready to have a
No,
daughter.
I was hoping and praying for a boy, but and thank you, Mom. Appreciate it. She was praying for twins,
Yep.
and I'm glad she didn't get that at least, the
She-
twin part, but she got
Yeah,
a girl.
Yeah, she outprayed you.
Yeah, she definitely did. Hats off to her. It's okay. But
Yeah.
it
God
all
said one of you
connected for a
goes to
reason.
church and one of you doesn't. So
Yeah. It all connected for a reason, though, honestly. I wanted a kid because I was in a dark place at a time. Now, I wouldn't say a dark place, but basically mental health wasn't right. But I played that line. I'm fine. I'm good.
it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Everything's
Yeah.
fine.
I played that line a lot. Like when we were dating, even a little bit after we got married and everything, I give you like straight up, there was a time when, and I remember I made a post about it. I finally found my happy place. And I was in that happy place for a good minute. There's probably like a few months or whatever. But after a while, it's just like it started to fade back out. And back to the reason why I want to have a kid. I want to have a kid is because I felt like that would be a reason to give me purpose to stop like and also help me with these thoughts and just like feeling down all the time and all that and actually make me feel up and lifted. Just like I said earlier, I don't have a problem getting up for work every day. I come home even after a bad day. I see her, everything's fine. It does help to a certain extent. I feel, especially if you lost somebody, and I always go back to this because I'm a big TikToker, especially in the mornings. Because I listen to a lot of inspirational stuff, and I should stop listening to all the sad stuff because it definitely doesn't help. But I saw one. It says when you close the casket on your best friend, and that was when I lost my grandma. When I was actually fine up until my dad called me and said, "Hey, your grandma's not doing well. She's in hospice or retirement home and all that." It started retirement home, then hospice, and then that's when I knew it was like shit, damn. And I remember getting that call from my uncle at work, telling me like, "Hey, she's gone. Like that. That's it." And poof, took a second. I actually crouched down. I was crying a little bit. My boss told me, "Yeah, you can leave for work and all that stuff." I was like, "No, if I leave right now, dude, I'm gonna be drowning in alcohol, drowning." So I didn't leave. I stayed at work, and everybody knew what happened. So I was just keeping to myself, knocking it out. I'm getting sidetracked a little bit. I don't like getting this deep into stuff, but I also like to let people know like how I am basically. My grandma was my rock. She was a person I called every single day before work and every day after work. Talked to her about all my problems. She gave me advice and everything else. And then having to lose her, it started with my granddad. I love my granddad. Loved him. He amazing, amazing person. He's Kennard the first. But that's the second and I'm the third. Yeah, then lost my grandfather first. Remember getting that call, just left lunch with my boy Zach. Got that call in the car. It was like, damn, just went numb for a second. It hurt, but it was not nearly as close as my grandmother. I got that, and that's when I just lost it. And I wasn't right ever. I'm still not right to this day after having to bury her and all that stuff. And shit, you not. What was it, about a month ago? Month or two ago. I was out here in the garage. I got home before she did. She picked up Eliza. I do my normal routine when I was drinking almost every day, just to tinker around. I wasn't drinking crazy. It'd be like one or two beers a day after work and just tinkering around in the garage. But it was just one of the days where I was fine, but then that one song or something just hit, and this is like, oh shit, because I have her picture on my toolbox. My favorite picture. She was a GM, a retired GM worker. Loved GMs. Got my Pontiac. She loved it. Favorite picture is me and her in my Pontiac, and that was actually the last time I actually drove it. And you see in the other podcast, it's actually right behind me. I'm sitting there looking at it, and I just started bawling. And next thing you know, I'm just thinking, thinking about Eliza and all that stuff, and I'm like, dang, I see what she did. She has her cheeks, she has her chin, she definitely has her personality, and everything else is like just the way she is. It just crying, but like laughing at the same time. It's like, I see what you did, because I missed her a lot, and I wish she was here so she can actually see what I've done, because she was always on me about like, hey, make sure you do this right, get it out of your system before you start building a family and all that stuff, and always did. And unfortunately, she was taken from me before the wedding and before the house. She didn't get to see all this stuff, and just seeing how I've grown, it still hurts me. I'm actually surprised I ain't bawling my eyes out right now.
I am too.
But no, it sucks. But I saved the voicemail from her. Still play it to this day, and it's crazy too. What the sound is. It's just like, hey, sorry, Mr. Call, and I think about like all the stuff she's missed, and it's just like, damn. Yeah, you missed it.
But you can't look
Yeah.
at it like that, though. You can't look at it like they missed it. It sucks that they can't tell you what their reaction is, and so you can't see their reaction, but you can't think about it as though they missed it.
Yeah. That's also like, I'm not trying to. I don't want sympathy. Please don't give it to me. I don't need it. I'm perfectly fine. But that's something that me and my wife actually experienced together. So we had each other through some real rough patches, and I'm gonna let you tell that, because that's on you, and that's your area. But the sucky part for me is like, it happened right after I lost my grandfather. What was that? 2018.
17.
17 was a rough year for both of us, and it's crazy how it fucking happened to it. Like, my granddad was gone first, and then a few months later, you go ahead and tell. That's on you. I'm not gonna tell everything. You got to be talking to here.
I know. I mean, I'm not trying to get that deep into it, but no, my dad passed away in 2017, right after his grandfather passed away. And it was a rough time. And it's really hard to grow and keep moving forward and looking at the positives in life, because every time there's a positive, there's that thought in the back of your head of like, damn, like I wish, like, what if they were here to see this? But that's why I said it's really hard to get through that grief. And I feel like, honestly, we could do a separate podcast on grief and like getting through it and all of that stuff, and like being there for each other and those types of things. I feel like we could do a whole separate podcast on that topic, because that
deep and
I was gonna say
emotional.
that is gonna get heavy real fast. But no, I mean, it's just crazy to think of like everything that we've been through before having Eliza.
Yeah.
I mean, like becoming parents.
It's definitely a lot. And what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So it didn't kill us. It definitely brought us down for a little bit, and we weren't ready. We weren't ready. We weren't ready, but I feel like we're doing a good job. Eliza is a smart. She definitely gets that from her mama, I can tell you that. She is smart.
Yeah,
Real
I don't know if
smart.
she gets it from her daddy.
She definitely don't get it from me. I can tell you that right now. She's definitely smart.
Oh,
Started
man.
walking before she was 1. Still, she has some teeth breaking through right now.
2.
Yeah,
Two
just
teeth.
2.
She has 2. Barely.
Yeah, she's talking. Her favorite words are dada.
It is.
Represent,
It's so
yes.
funny because she'll sit there and yell it all day long. Dada.
Yeah.
Dada.
I'm her favorite. It's okay. I'll take it. That's my little nugget. But yeah. We basically jumped from the wedding chill year, Eliza.
Yeah.
And right now we're just living as parents. We don't go out nearly as much, and that's honestly because I just want to be at home. I don't want to go out and do anything.
Yeah. See, and my thing was, well, 2 things. So I actually cut down on drinking a lot.
I didn't. I still drink it. Represent. Hold on.
I mean, I can't say completely because obviously, but I cut down on drinking a lot because I would come home and have like a glass or two of wine frequently and then drinking on the weekends and whatever. But I started like paying more attention to what I was eating and everything. I don't want to say started healthy eating because that's still questionable,
You
but
still
like,
lost a lot of weight though. Like you're still sexy as hell to me.
oh my God.
Regardless, girl.
Get a room.
We got one.
Thank you though. Thank you. But no, so I started watching what I was eating and like kind of being more mindful of like total calories and stuff. And when you see how many calories are in a bottle of wine, and I say bottle because it was more frequent than not that I would finish the bottle in one sitting because ultimately, I mean, it's anyway.
I love the calories.
Anyway, I did not, but I also did not enjoy the day after or the night of. My stomach just doesn't.
She's a lightweight.
I am, which is
She's
so
like
funny.
extreme lightweight. Like there's a lightweight level and there's an extreme lightweight level.
No,
That's where she's at.
I am. Like I will literally go from 0 to like on the bathroom floor in 2.5 seconds, and I don't know how it happens.
I remember that Halloween party. We were there for an hour. I didn't have to leave. I barely had a buzz.
Do not remember.
I know you don't. I know you don't.
Said time. I remember which Halloween party it was and what our costumes were.
That's bad 'cause I don't remember that.
We were Tiger King.
No, we weren't. Were we?
Yeah. You were Joe Exotic. I was a tiger. I only remember because I had to throw that costume away the next day.
It probably was that one.
It was that one. It was that one, and it was Anthony's fault because he made.
I don't drink anything Anthony makes. If you're watching this, Anthony, no.
It's your fault.
Yeah.
No, he made a beverage that was delicious, but it was probably meant to be a shot, but we were drinking it as drinks. And anyways. But no, I don't like being sick. I don't like feeling like that. And then the day after, I don't like feeling like crap the day after. And that's one thing that like, now that we have Eliza, I'm like, I don't have time for that. I don't have time to feel like crap because then I end up falling behind on everything in life, which just leads to a hot mess of a week. And I just don't like it anymore. The cons outweigh the pros, to be honest.
All I gotta say is about me. My mama didn't raise no. All right, so
neither did my mom.
I'm a champ. I can drink all night. Wake up the next day, a little hungover.
No, okay,
little hungover.
Okay.
It depends on what I'm drinking.
No,
miss. Calm down.
Talk about that one because when I'm hungover,
I'm
on my own.
The most no.
When
okay,
he's
the most
hungover,
recent one. The most recent one. She got, what was that night that you went out or whatever? Oh, that was when we went to Lafayette.
Oh,
went to Lafayette. She met with a friend. She had a lot of drinks. I drove back and everything. Had a few beers. Yeah. Shout out Emmy. Thank you for that.
Thank you for that. It was very much needed. That's the only downside of cutting back on drinking so much is that like the last 4 times that I've drank, which is like all of 2024.
Yeah.
It ended very poorly for me.
She came home. I stayed up because I was editing and putting stuff together for a podcast and I think the channel too. It was when I stayed up for like 4 or 5 hours.
I don't know.
She got up at least 5 times to throw up.
It was rough. Yeah. It was a really bad time.
I'm like, oh dang, she's up. Okay, cool. We can go to bed. And you know what I'm saying? Like a little cootie. Nope. All I heard was the bottom of the toilet hitting the back of it. It's just like, bleh. I'm like,
oh my God,
bruh. I'm like, well,
yeah,
all right, yep. And then it happened 3 more times. Like, all right, yep, okay, I'm just gonna stay here and just wait till she's knocked out, then I'll go to bed.
Yeah, no, it doesn't end too well in that regard.
I don't throw up either.
I wish that I didn't, but the thing is, these people do not need to know these poor viewers.
I don't know what it is. I guess my insides are messed up or something. But when I'm like a heavy drink, I don't, unless it's like really, really bad. Like I drank from 4 o'clock in the afternoon all the way up until 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, there's a possibility I'm gonna throw up. but 95% of the time, just gotta poop.
See, yeah, no. But what I've been trying to say is that when he wakes up hungover, he has me to go and get him food and bring back the food.
No, because you're already going out to go grocery shopping. So I'm like, hey, pick me up some pancakes. I want some rice and noodles. It sounds good. And that's usually my hangover food.
Okay. So then when I'm hungover on a Sunday, do you go out and get the groceries and then bring me back some food?
If you ask me to.
And
I'm not a bad person, guys. Don't look
no,
at me like that.
He's not. However, if you wanna give me crap, two can play that game, sir.
Next subject.
Yeah. Moving on. Anyways.
No, I'm not a bad person. I'll go out
He's
and get
not.
it. I take care
He's
of my
not.
woman.
Here's the thing, is that I will vent about him all day long. That's why I said don't lie and say that you don't vent about me, because I'm sure there's days where he's like, this hit the beep.
Yeah. There are times where it's just mainly just decision making. And like, I feel like some people think we have this perfect relationship that we don't. We have our moments where we're like, oh, I don't want to say nothing to you. Don't talk to me. Don't even look in my direction. And it's like, boom, we'll go to bed in dead silence.
If it's if we get into it, we will walk around the house. And like the house earlier, if you watched the YouTube video that he's referencing, that's linked below. The house is not that big. So when there are those days where it's like, man, I don't even want to talk to you. It's like we're like playing pinball, bouncing off of each other, trying to like avoid each other at all costs. Like walking opposite ends of the kitchen. It's kind of comical. Yeah. To be honest.
There's no perfect relationship out there, guys.
No.
We have our days where it's like, man, I ain't trying to deal with all this stuff, man. She got this oh man. Let me just go to bed. I'm just going to come home, work, shower, get some stuff clean. She says, thank you. I'm just like, whatever. I'll go to bed. Go to bed, get the baby down and all that stuff. There are days like that, but our good days trump our bad days.
Well, and not only that, but we've also grown a lot together, too, in the sense of, like, at the beginning of our relationship, something like that would happen, and we'd go days without talking to each other.
Yeah. There have been a few times. It's been a while, though, since we actually had something like that.
I was going to say, and it was like, looking back, like, I don't remember what any of those arguments were. I don't remember what anything was even about to make us do that, which kind of shows you some perspective of, like, is it really that serious, bro?
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's kind of where we've grown, though. We've learned to, like, okay, we're not gonna, instead of sitting, like, going 3 days and not talking to each other, and then somebody blows up about something, let's just, okay, you know what? There's something.
Air it out, talk about it.
Yeah, there's something in the air. Let's sit down right now, knock it out, hash it out, because, like, we don't have time for this. Life's too short to be walking around.
Oh,
cranky
mad
pants.
And everything. Yeah, because you never know. You never know. But yeah, she has one job offer that she accepted, but we're banking on NIPSCO because NIPSCO is crazy hard to get in. She's in that process, and I'm in the process of finishing my apprenticeship, and we'll basically have both our careers in lock and just chugging, moving on life. And we actually have plans to move out of this house into a bigger house I want to build. I want to build
too, but our pockets do not want to build right now.
Our pockets going to be like, hey, you can build and then some here in a little bit.
Eventually. This is where he calls me Debbie Downer.
Yep. I'm
he's a positive dreamer, McDreamy pants.
Yeah, because that's what motivates me to keep going. Is that honestly. And Kier said this, and I'm mad I didn't post this. Kier said this on a podcast. It's like, you know what, Kennard, I'm proud of you. Because when you say you're going to do something, you actually do it.
You do.
Yeah, and I was like, dang. And my dad told me this, but I was like, man, this is my dad. He ain't talking about shit.
I've told you the same thing.
I do not recall.
I have. I've told you before that when you say something that, like, say that you want to do something or want to accomplish something, you do it. However, the process gives me anxiety every time. I'm sorry, I can't.
Yeah, it's honestly because she's an accountant. and she sees nothing but numbers. I see numbers too, but all I see is like, okay, what do I got to do to get to this?
He sees the dreams. It's not that I don't see the dreams, but when I see on paper that money is what it is, you know what I mean? It's just one of those, like, when I look at things on paper and I'm like, I don't think that this is responsible. Is a lot of times what happens. Like, to me, I'm very, I guess, okay, let me rephrase. It's not that I think
I got something for that too.
like that. It's more of just I like to play things safe. I don't need huge and fancy. I don't need big risks. I don't, like, to me, I would rather be like modest, like risks in the middle, like I'm okay with risking a little bit here and there, but not to the extent of him. He just sees the dream and just goes for it, which is great. And I think that we balance each other out a lot, because there are times that I need to reel him back in, but there are times that he needs to kind of pull me out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
But
So
that's where those differences come in, because I just, like, the smallest bit of unknown, or the smallest bit of, like, I don't know if I feel comfortable with this, I just have anxiety.
So I got a question for you then. It's not like a question, it's basically a statement. I saw that TikTok. Honestly, this dude said, okay, our lives are on a timeline. Can you name your great grandmother?
Yeah.
Do you remember the name?
Yeah.
Do you remember your great grandmother?
Last name, yes. First name, no.
Okay. With that being said, after you pass, yeah, there's a time where everybody remembers you and everything else. But there's going to be a time and point to where the generations keep going to where you're not remembered, and they're not going to remember everything that you do. So therefore, who gives a flying about what you do or what you say, anything? Just live your life in the present, in the moment, responsibly. Yes.
Responsibly, though. That's what I'm
Yes,
saying.
yeah,
Like,
and I trust me. I was doing that unresponsibly before I met you, but I was also still like living. I have thousands of memories that I can always go back to and just remember those good moments, and they were amazing. But it's still like,
and
just
okay,
honestly think about that, because like I thought about it because, like, dang, I remember meeting my great grandmother as a kid, but I do not remember her name. I do not remember everything she's done. Do not remember I don't remember any of that. My grandparents, I remember everything. But as for my great and great grandparents, not a soul. Don't remember anything. So it's like you got to keep that in mind. It's like, okay, I understand doing the right thing for your kids today and your grandkids, but at the same time, it's like you still also got to live a little bit, but not too much to where it puts you in a hole to where it's like, oh yeah, my grandparents are dumbasses. They didn't do anything right. It's like all that stuff and everything else. But you want that moment. It was like, oh man, me and my grandparents, we didn't have much, but we had an amazing year. Dude, I can name how many times I've been traveling with my grandma and my granddad and all that stuff and everything.
well, yeah, and see,
good freaking times.
and that's the thing, though, is that's what I'm trying to be able to do. I'm trying to be able to travel with our family and with our future grandkids. I want to make sure that we have money to be comfortable when we reach retirement age and not be struggling. I'm not looking at, like, oh, well, we can't spend a penny now because I want to be able to build a $4 million house when we retire. It's not.
Hell no, we ain't building a $4 million house.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not trying to, like, penny pinch now so that way when we're 70, we can go do an XYZ. I'm trying to just live a steadily.
I can tell you this right now. When we're 70,
like,
when we are 70, we ain't living in a house. We gonna have a straight up coach, RV, mobile home, whatever the hell you want to call it.
And who's gonna drive it?
Me. The hell you mean?
So we're not gonna have a house when we're 70? You know what?
Hell no, we traveling.
Go get the divorce papers right now, because I'm not.
I've been trying to get this for so long, y'all. Been trying to get this. She said, I ain't signing
I want
nothing.
a house, dang it. But no, I'm not. I'm not trying to like, oh, we can't do a single thing now, but like, do we need to be in the hole for like random material things? No.
Yeah. No, I
You know what
got
I
you.
mean? So that's where to me like it's just one of those like, okay, we like let's have a plan for the future. Like let's have a plan and stick to it. It doesn't have to be like, oh, we don't eat out ever and we don't ever go here or go there. We don't ever buy new things. We don't ever, like it's not that. It's just a like large dollar amounts
Mm-hmm.
freak me out. I'll be fully honest with you. Like it's just something that like I get a pit in my stomach. And I think that a lot of that comes from how I was raised and how my parents and grandparents were. And
Shoot, see, but honestly, my grandparents are like yours, and my parents are just. My mom was the only one that worked, basically. Dad worked, but it was here and there and bouncing around and all this stuff. But and with me and my sister, I should say, we're doing pretty well for ourselves. Sister, shout out AJ Fatum. She hooks me up with my dreads, my locks and my cuts and everything. She's doing well for herself. Go check her out. But we do pretty well for ourselves and always doing good. And like honestly, if you look at our family, like not family history, but my grandparents' grandkids now, out of all the ones they have, me, my sister, and my cousin Darius are doing pretty well for ourselves. Everybody else is either still at home. I'm not coming at family members, but honestly, at the same time, like, bro, what are you doing? We're not kids. Like, come on. I'm not coming at your life like that. Oh, then my cousin Jada. Sorry, Jay. Didn't mean to forget about you. But
he's coming at you, Jada.
no, I'm not. You
I'm
know,
just
you're
kidding.
Jada's killing it. She has more education than all of us combined. Being a lawyer and all that stuff. Hey, I'll be hitting you up in your DMs, bro. Like, hey, I need a lawyer because I'm about to be up and coming. Me and AJ Fatum. But no, but it's just like, damn. Now I lost my train of thought. Damn it.
No, I was just saying that I think when it comes to money, I'm usually really conservative because of like how I was raised. I mean, I watched my parents work their butts off. If I like I cannot say like I had two amazing examples of work ethic. And but I still saw struggles and it's one of those like I don't want to struggle our whole lives. That's where it is. Like I don't want to be forced to struggle. And then I saw my grandparents who in my eyes like growing I feel like every kid growing up like
It's different.
I thought my grandparents were like ridiculously rich. It's
Yeah.
not, I mean, don't get me
Shit.
wrong. Like they did very they
My
are doing
grandparents are rich as hell. Bro. The
very
amount of vacations we
very
went on, shit.
yeah.
Nickelodeon Studios, Disney World, all that stuff. Went there every year, every summer, and all that stuff. Shoot, my grandparents
Yeah.
were good, but good with money.
Well, and that's the key though, is that same like my grandparents weren't super rich, but they were good with money. So to me, I saw, okay, I want to see like my grandpa always gave me financial advice and he's the one that pushed me to well, okay, I can't say the one because my entire family was always behind me, but he called me Madam President. He from for as long as I can remember, he always like you're gonna be president one day. You can be president one day. Hello,
Oh, I believe it.
hello, Madam President. How are you doing today? And he was always very like very much involved in college and in like me having a career and money management and all of those things. And I think and he was very very low risk from the point that I remember. And it came from making mistakes early on that made him like steered him away from he was very like Dave Ramsey, no debt, no, put money aside in savings and this and that.
Let me throw that in there.
And
You're always gonna have debt, regardless of if you have.
well,
no
okay,
debt.
let's
There's
not even
always gonna be debt.
let's not even go that far. I'm just saying like because again, I think the two of us could go back and forth on a podcast all day long about that because I can see both sides of it. However, sorry. Parenting pause there. Eliza rolled over. but she's asleep again. So I think just growing up and like I feel like my grandpa gave me a pathway in like becoming an adult, and it's one of those things that, like, as we mentioned earlier, like with him not being here anymore, there's a lot of things that we have to stop and kind of think about of like, okay, he taught me this way, and now that I'm an adult, I see that there are other ways of going about things, and it's hard to kind of steer from that when they're not around. To like, if he was here to give me crap for it, it would be a lot easier than just like making a decision and thinking like, oh my god, my grandpa is rolling in his grave thinking about this. And it's not even over like huge serious things. It's just day-to-day moves where it's like, you know, oh god, like what would he say about this? And it kind of adds to that like pit in my stomach. And I think that pit in my stomach is always going to be there because ultimately that's how he was. Like that's.
And I always tell her, scared money don't make money. I still stand. I still stand by that.
So, and that's exactly where, like I said, you are very much a risk taker, and I just am not.
Because
in any
at the end of the day,
because
I know if something doesn't work out, I'm willing to put in the hours and put in the work to make up what I just messed up, or if something didn't work out. But I've experienced all the stuff that messed up. I do my research. I do my reading. I do everything that I need to do in order to know when I have a strong feeling about something that's going to bring in an extra income in this household. I always make sure, like, okay, this is going to be worth it. It may take time, but it's going to be worth it in the long run. And I had 2 ideas recently. This podcast was one of them. The other one is an entertainment business for other purposes. I'm not going to disclose that because that's my own idea, and I ain't trying to give it out yet because I'm still working on it. But it's going to be coming to the Northwest Indiana area, so stay tuned. But life's too short not to, like, I don't want to be 60 years old. It's like, dang, I should have did that. That would have been a good experience. Good experience for my kids. To like, okay, dad did this. Like, okay, dad's like not just working for someone else. He's trying to make other money to get mom from stop working and make sure that we're good and can pursue our dreams and the stuff that we're into. That is my end goal. That's why I risk it. Like why sit there in my grave and then be like, dang, I should have risked that. Dang, I should have risked that. It's like, I understand there are some things you don't risk. You don't have to risk it all the time. But you cannot just be like, no risk at all, no risk at all. You're not living life at that point. You're not living life at all at that point.
I feel like you can still live life without being that way. However, you're
going to be a Karen. I'm sorry. I love you, but that's a Karen.
No, it is not.
That's a Karen and a Kevin.
It's not a Karen to be able to sit there and be content. It's not.
Name one non-rich person that is in our area, not in our area, but just in our state, that is not a Karen because they just don't take the risk. Like basically out of our friends.
That's not even the definition of being a Karen. When I think being a Karen, I think like
stuck up and just like,
I
know, but
okay. Would you let me finish?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Listen.
It's getting heated, guys.
I am not trying to discount your mindset on that. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it. All I'm saying is that mine is different. For me, that side of it is harder. However, it's necessary for somebody who's going to build a business and to build an empire that way and to have those ideas and say, okay, you know what? Like everybody's telling me that this is crazy, but I'm just going to do it anyway and be successful. You have to have the mindset that you have. So I think that that's a great quality of yours. And I don't think that it's something that I'm like, oh my God, I can't stand blah, blah, blah. Like, it's not like, all I'm saying is that it is a challenge for me to hear these ideas and immediately be like 1000% in, because the way that my brain works is he will give me an idea, and then my brain, I'm like, okay, but what if this goes wrong? And what if that goes wrong? And then what if we don't have enough money in savings, and then this happens, and then it's going to lead to this, and then that. Like, I am an overthinker to the max.
Trust me, I know. And
And
it's oof.
I fully, but that doesn't mean that I don't believe in you.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's just that the way that I am wired, I am an overthinker. But I still trust you to go and do whatever it is you decide that you want to build. Whatever, thing that you want to go out and do. And I think that mindset is necessary. And you have to think the way that you think in order to build a successful business, in my opinion. So I'm not saying that it's a bad thing.
With that being said, I remember, and I'm not trying to bring my wife down. I support my wife regardless of the situation.
Oh, just talk your crap and get on with it. Let's go.
That's the exact reason why I love my baby. I love her. But I remember when I was like, hey, what do you think of this idea? Because someone hit me up on Facebook, and it was a pyramid scheme or whatever. And she shot it down. I was like, all right, this is when we were dating. I was like, all right, whatever. All right, I'll just turn it down, whatever. I'm not going to do it. And then a few months later, maybe a year later, she comes back and says, hey, I'm going to do this It Works stuff. I'm like, kind of sounds like what I was going to do a few months ago, about a year ago. So she does it. I supported her and everything else. She shared her stuff and helped her out and everything. And like, I'm just looking at that. It's like, okay. Like, what was going on there? Like, come on. Like, you shot my same situation down, but I supported you through yours. So what's up with that?
And we see where that ended up, don't we?
Ladies and gentlemen, I will let you know right now. There are a lot of, like, I give my wife this. She's a smart, very smart individual. Very smart. And I feel like I'm not saying she downplays me or anything, but I feel like I'm downplayed a little bit because I don't have the schooling or some stuff like that, but I can't find the words to really explain it. But with my experience of being on my own at such a young age, because right after high school, got the boot, I'm out. I've been through enough to where it's like, okay, I know what's going to work and what's not going to work, or is this like a 50-50? I've given this woman a decent amount of my advice, and it's like, no, it's not going to work. No, it's not going to do it. But hey, she goes ahead and I support her for whatever it is. But there are times where I have my stuff, my ideas. It's like, okay, this is going to be something. This is going to be like, this is like that snap. Hold on. There it is. Get that snap in there. This is it. This is going to be it. And me being a good husband, being a good boyfriend, if she's not feeling it, I'm not going to do it. Here's what it is. It does hurt to like turn off of my ideas. And it's like, hey, this is a decent ass idea. It's like, hey, this is actually going to do something. Or something that we should have did before we got into a certain situation. We're not going to get into it, but live and we learn, basically. And I don't hold it against her. I don't at all. I do not hold that against you.
Really? Because it's feeling a little held against.
Jesus Christ, dude. I do not hold it against you. I don't.
But you got to think about
like,
this,
you
too.
just got to look at it as like, okay, this didn't work out and he told me about it. Okay, so next time that he has something that is like going out for it, I may feel this type of way, but maybe I should just go with it and see how it turns out. Because you know how I am. If it doesn't turn out, I'm going to come back 10 times harder and make sure that we're still set, but my idea was bad. Like, I worded that way wrong, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. And like you said, live and learn.
Exactly.
I will be the first to admit, like, looking back, I will admit if I was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I feel that I was wrong anyway. If I don't think I was wrong, then I'm not going to sit there and say I was wrong just for the hell of it. But I will be the first to tell you, okay, in this scenario, you were right, I was wrong. In this scenario, you were right, I was wrong. And did we not have the same conversation when it came to, I don't know if it was the podcast or if it was something that you were doing beforehand, where I was like, you know what?
It was
You're right.
the entertainment business that I wanted to do.
Where I was like, you know what,
Yeah.
you're right. Just you know what, if you want to do it, if it's in your heart that you want to go and take this on and
I don't know.
whatever, then
It was the
go for
podcast.
it.
It was definitely the podcast.
I think it was.
Yeah, it was the
Because
podcast.
I think it was.
Because I was ranting and raving. Well, we're in 2024. It was like basically the middle of 2023. I was ranting and raving about it. It's like I want to do it. I feel like this is like I had that gut feeling like this is it. This is like something I want to do. Not trying to bring in a crazy amount of money, but I feel like this is something that I would enjoy doing, getting to know people, getting other people's life experiences and everything. And I was just so passionate about it. And I kept talking about it every week. And she's just like telling me, no, we can't afford it. We can't do this, can't do that. So I was like, put into it. Like, this stuff is not cheap, by the way. And I do plan on doing a podcast about all my two setups that I've been through so far. But it's not cheap. She sees my passion and my enjoyment with doing these podcasts and everything, and she's not fully okay with the amount of money that I've spent on this, but she understands and she can see the vision that I see at this point. And that's why we're just so we understand each other's flow to a certain point.
No, I think we fully understand each other's
Yeah.
flow. I think it's just a matter of if we agree with it
Financially.
in that day or not.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's fun. We're definitely growing as a couple and as a family. Definitely do plan on having another. That's why we're waiting to build a new house. But honestly, if another kid happens before we get the new house, then, like
yeah, I mean, it is what it.
work.
Yeah, we'll make it work. It's just this house is a perfect
starter
home, and I think now with like even if our bedrooms were a little bit bigger and the closets were a little bit bigger, I think we'd be fine. But
See,
the
that's
bedrooms
why-
are small, the
that's why I
closets
told
are
you.
small.
With how the market is right now, we are better off just adding an upstairs, building the basement,
No,
and I'm perfectly fine with that.
no.
I'm perfectly fine with that because I
I
get to
don't-
keep my garage. You get to keep your kitchen. We can make the living room bigger too.
No, I'm not trying to build a whole nother house on top of this house.
But yeah, it is
Because at that point, if we were to stay here, so ultimately the biggest hindrance, I guess, of our current house hunting decision is that we want land. And
I wanted 10 acres, just throwing it out there. 10 acres minimum.
but he don't
No,
want to cut 10 acres though.
Minimum. No, see, hold on a minute. Oh, see, hold on. I want to cut out of the 10 acres 4.5 max. I'm fine with cutting 4.5 max. That's perfectly fine. This would be an excuse to go out and buy a badass tractor. I've been looking at all kinds of stuff.
Of course you
bro.
have.
I've been looking at all kinds of stuff.
Oh.
I've been looking at all kinds of stuff, bro. But no, I cut back because at the time, literally like probably a month, 2 months ago, I was like, all right, whatever, because we need to get a bigger house and all that stuff. So I'll cut back on my pipe dreams a little bit. Set of 10 acres, minimum an acre and a half. Acre and a half minimum. So if you get 2 acres, 3 acres, I'm like, we golden. We'll be here for about 8 years.
Exactly. But here's the thing though, is that if you're talking about adding on to this current house that we have currently 0.36 acres. Okay.
Terrible.
So if you're talking about adding on to this house, then we're going to be stuck with our 0.36 acres.
But at the same time, I'm fine with that because we got the big ass garage, we got a decent house, and we're adding on to that to make it bigger. Already did all the work in the backyard. Front yard, we still talk about it to this day, just building a porch and all that stuff. We can have the hottest house on the block. What you mean, boy? What you mean?
we could, or we could buy another house that's already built because ultimately what's narrowing down our search is wanting land and wanting to not be in a neighborhood. Like we don't want to be this like up right up
HOA
next to
stuff.
our next door neighbors. Well, and the other side of that too is I would really like to not share a fence line with our neighbors because our dogs will run the fence, and if like right now we're lucky because the one side that we do share the fence, their yard isn't fully fenced in, so their dog's on a tie out, so they can't like run the fence line back and forth. It's just really
like our previous
frustrating.
neighbors that
Yeah.
we were the house we were renting.
Yeah, so it's we're hoping to not have to share the fence line. And one thing that we learned when we were about to put up this fence is that you are limited on like how you can put up your fence. Essentially, like it has to be so many feet from your next door neighbors. And like I think like I don't even think that we could put up another fence on the other side if we wanted to, because it's like I don't know. There's some weird rules out there, which is a whole different
Which is fine.
can of worms.
Honestly,
But bottom line, we don't want to be that limited. So we're hoping to not be in a neighborhood, but
unincorporated.
that is, but yeah, well, not even necessarily unincorporated, but like I just don't want to be. I don't want our fence and the neighbors. Like I don't want our neighbors right there.
Because we get wild when we have parties.
Well, I mean, honestly, that is part of the reason is that we have a lot of like in the summer we have people over quite often, and I don't want to have to worry about like, oh God, are we being too loud for them? And like I said, the dogs, and it's just nice to have space.
Well, that's the other reason why I want to stay here, because like we have good neighbors. Juan, amazing neighbor. Can't remember the neighbors to the other side of us, but they're no complaints. They haven't said nothing to us. Nothing across the street. Nothing down the street. Nothing.
Yeah, no, we do have really good neighbors now, but I also feel like, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like for the money that we would spend to build onto the house that we're in right now, I feel like we could find another house that's already built.
All right. So the way I took that is like we buy a house that's already built, and that money we would have spent here can go towards my shop that the new house that's already built that doesn't have. So okay, yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah, let's do it.
That math doesn't math, sir.
It does. It would actually be cheaper than adding on, because I've gotten quotes minimum to the add-ons and everything would be $150. And the shop would probably be about max probably 80.
Well, no.
Depending on how big I go.
If we go and buy another house somewhere, we still have to pay for that house.
I'm willing to work for it. You know that.
Okay, see, and now this goes back to that whole financial conversation, because yes, you are willing to work for it, but I'm not willing to sit here by myself 24/7 because you're always at work because you want to spend more money than you can make.
I mean, I can think of some other ways to make money, but you ain't going to be happy about it.
Listen. You're impossible sometimes, I swear to God.
No. I'm just kidding, y'all. I'm just kidding.
I just don't want you to, because here's the thing, is that you say that you're willing to work for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you work for it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is one thing that I will say, is that this man is a provider. No questions asked. Our bills will be paid. However, you have a tood.
Yeah, I do.
When you've been working all day, and understandably so, because I know, I
Honestly,
fully understand when you go and have a rough day at work and you come home and you just want to sit down and you can't because of God only knows what. I get it. But I don't want to see that stress in you all the time. I don't want you to be gone
it's
for...
It's a part of me. I can't shake it.
Well, it's an annoying part of you that I need you to work on.
Oh, man. That's why I got my baby. That's why I put a ring on it.
And that's the thing, is that I'm willing to work for it too.
I don't want you working for
exactly. But I was going to say, and you have a problem with it. So
I do too. Oh, see, that's a whole subject right there, because they're like basically, I don't even know how to start it. Basically, how I was raised.
You want a more traditional household. I think.
I disagree with that. I disagree.
I think you want to go to work and come home to a home cooked meal and a clean house and.
No.
Hi, honey. How was work?
No.
And you're not getting that from me because I also work and.
No. No,
Ain't nobody got
I
time for
disagree
that.
with that. I disagree because I did grow up in that era. Shout out to the 90s babies out there. What up? But no, I grew up in that era where, yes, I was raised to where a man goes out, works, wife's home, doing wife duties and all that stuff. I understand that, but I'm not biased with it. I am perfectly fine with you working. I would rather you work from home. That way we can still maintain the lifestyle that we both love and also get everything else we like. Because I know you want to work at home. And I'm perfectly fine with you working
Yes.
from home.
However, think about this. Working from home is still working.
It's still working, but
Yes, you're saving on the commute time.
commute time, you don't have to get up crazy early. You don't have to worry about, all right, I got to leave at this time, that time.
Yes, you
all
do,
that
because
stuff.
I still have to take Eliza where she needs to go.
Yes, but you don't have to, like, you just got to think about it. Okay, you got to get up right now, you got to get up, let's say, 7 o'clock. Eliza has to be at the new babysitter's house at 7:30, 8 o'clock. Got to do all that stuff. And then you got to commute to work. Think about it. If you're working from home, okay, got to be up at 7. Eliza has to be at the babysitter at 7:30. I can leave at, say this babysitter's 15 minutes away. Leave at 7:15. Drop her off. Take my time, stop and get some breakfast and all the other stuff. Get home, get undressed, get comfortable, start working.
Get undressed for
just
work.
Like, come on, bro. Like, come on. You ain't got nobody you can work naked. Shoot, if I was working from home,
Oh my
shit, I'll be naked
God.
24/7.
You are ridiculous.
24/7.
Ridiculous.
Fucking
And that's
operate
why.
a crane
And
from
you know what?
home.
And you know what? That's why working from home is not for everybody. But I think.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
I think that's a common misconception, though, is that even if you're working from home, you're still working. Like, it's not like
I
I'm gonna.
understand you're still
It's not like I don't
working.
work. It's not like, oh, I'm just gonna make a paycheck and just sit here and do nothing, because it doesn't work. Like, you know.
Okay, but what about
Maybe there's jobs
lunchtime?
out there.
Lunchtime,
Maybe there's jobs
breaks
out there.
time, and all that stuff. Lunchtime,
Well,
breaks
yeah,
time,
yeah.
and all that
It's
stuff.
nice.
So,
It's nice to have lunch at home.
Yeah,
Yes, that's
exactly.
what I'm saying. I fully agree with you. Working from home is fantastic, but I think that you talk about it a lot and talk about me working from home a lot as though it's like, oh, okay, you're working from home, so you can run these errands and you can do
no, I
this
didn't
while you're
say
home
run
and do
errands.
that.
Fuck all that.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, because that's a common. I mean, there have been times before where it's like, oh yeah, I'm working from home this day, and it's like, oh, okay, can you run here and do
No.
this and that? And it's like, no.
No,
No,
I think
I
of it.
can't.
I think of it as more like, oh, you're working from home. Okay, boom, you can get your laundry done that you got to get done.
But that's the thing, is that there
Put
is
a
no
load in
time
the
for
dishwasher.
there is no
real
time
quick.
for getting laundry done. And maybe I could
You
switch
put-
clothes
yeah,
over,
that's
but
what I'm saying. Like, you just put
I'm
a
not
load.
sitting there folding
Yeah,
laundry.
I'm not saying folding. I'm saying like, hey, you can go switch those clothes over, put another load in, just put it in the basket, put it off to the side, and then when you get off work, you're like, all right, cool, all this laundry's done. Boom, 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 fold it.
Yeah. I
Clean
feel
the
like
kitchen real fast, load the dishwasher. It's just stuff like that. Like, if I was working from home, shit, man, I'd take every minute free that I get. It's like, all right, bet, boom, knock out the dishes. Next minute, ooh, fold laundry. All right, cool, bet. Switch them over, boom, vacuum the floor. I'll be knocking out stuff, bro. I'll be knocking out stuff. If I was able to work from home, I'll be knocking out everything. Cause you know me, I can't sit still. I can't. I cannot sit still. As soon as we need this report, done. All right, I got 20 minutes. Bet. Boom. Switch your clothes. Boom. Little dishwasher. All right, watch a little TV. Boom. Boom. Done. I ain't gonna lie, I probably have a few drinks too. This is probably good. I don't work from home.
yeah, like I said, not for everybody, sir.
But yeah, it's basically where we've been at. I feel like we definitely need to do like a part 2 and part 3, and then when we do the couples and all that stuff, which is
Yeah.
coming. Joel and Marie are coming in the following week. After this one's aired, the following week Joel and Marie will be on.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good one, and everything. We get deep into marriage and how it lasts, because they've been married longer than us, so it's going to be a good one. I feel like we had a good one here, unless you want to keep going.
No, I feel like this is probably a good, because I mean, we gave the background of like
background of us,
us
basically.
getting here. I feel like everything else we could do.
A whole
Yeah, we could do like
whole
one
month-
topic at a time or something like that.
whole month worth of stuff. But
Yeah.
it's been fun. I
Yeah.
had a lot of fun explaining all this stuff. Keep in mind, there's no relationship perfect out there. Our relationship's not perfect. Everybody gets through their stuff their own ways, bruh.
Yep.
Do not let the social media fool you, I should say.
Yep, this man boils my blood on a daily.
You have no idea. I've been trying to get a divorce for the last few months.
He's been trying.
It ain't happening.
He's been trying, but I refuse to sign the papers.
Yeah, she does. It's all good. It's all good, though. I'm not worried about it. But yeah, guys, appreciate you guys watching. It's been a good one. Thank you, baby, for coming on.
Of course. Thank you for having
First
me.
one.
Yeah, you've only done like 27,000.
That's not true.
Before me.
Not true at all.
No, it's just, I know everybody kept asking like, oh, I can't believe you guys didn't do one yet. But man, becoming parents, it's hard to make time.
Yeah, because when I'm out here
you really got to figure it out.
When I'm out here doing pods, she's usually inside watching Eliza and everything. So it's just like, it's hard to really get one. So
yeah,
I'm glad we got this one in, though. Like, it's actually good. Eliza actually fell asleep, and surprisingly, because she was going through
stayed asleep.
A rant and rave of not wanting to sleep. So
yeah, I mean, we're still there. Typically, she wakes up again in like around like midnight. So great for us. I guess.
I'm glad we got it in. Not too long, not too crazy, but
yeah, just
it was fun.
Quick little backstory, I guess, with some squirrel brain in there.
Yeah, a little bit. It's always squirrel brain on liquid therapy. The hell. But yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you to my wife for coming on the pod, bro. My other half that supports this. Appreciate you, baby. Love you. Love you to death.
Love you too.
But hey, stay tuned for the other ones that she's going to be on with other couples, marriage talk, and just marriage life, basically. Stay tuned, guys. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment down below your opinion about this podcast, honestly, because we had a lot of diversity.
Yeah, if there's any topics that you want us to dive into more, I
specific
think. Because
topics.
I know there was a lot that we kind of like touched the surface and then was like, oh, we could do a separate one about that.
Yeah.
Or anything.
Yeah, just let us know. Let us know in the comments down below. If not, we're just going to keep ranting and raving and just squirrel brain in it the whole time. Basically. But yeah, guys, we appreciate y'all. My lovely wife, beautiful wife. Another baby coming soon.
He's pregnant.
We're pregnant.
I said he is,
no,
not
I'm
us.
not. I can't.
I'm not.
I don't have ovaries.
I do, but I'm not pregnant.
But no, guys, I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment down below what you guys want to see in the next one, man. Just let us know. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Hey, until next time, we love y'all.
We drink to one podcast and one podcast only.